not gonna believe some of the stuff in this video. The new gadgets, seriously, are crazy, unique, and so many game-breaking ones, and also the balance changes. Like, one brawler got a straight-up new ability, just new ability from balance changes. Like, there's some crazy stuff, so stay tuned. But also, have you seen this new loading screen? It's so cool. Also, look, we'll go over the skins really quick at the end of the video, but I think the gadgets are the craziest stuff. So we'll start off with that, but also, there's a new menu screen here for organizing events. It looks like this. It's just basically they change it from vertical to horizontal, which is fine. We've had a lot of drama with these sort of changes, but this one's okay. Friendly battle looks like so. And by the way, if you want to know the new maps, I'm gonna tweet them out. Probably not covering it today. All right, the first gadget I want to go over that's really crazy is Mr. P's new gadget. And by the way, guys, the artwork isn't finished. All of the gadgets have the same icon here, but that's not the final product. It's gonna be different when the update goes live. Mr. P's next attack will spawn an extra porter wherever the attack lands. What? You can damage someone. Mr. P is a crazy long range. You attack them, and then there's a porter in their face. And by the way, well, first, let's take it in Training Cave. There's some surprises. Now, look. All right, here it is. I got it activated. So at the end of my range, I have the range star power on as well, so it goes a little bit further. You always get that jump. That's where it lands. But guess what? It stacks. You can have multiple porters on the field at a time. And guess what? You can have 4 on the field at a time. Like, hello? Hello? Look at this penguin army. Like, what? Imagine trying to survive this. Like, especially if you're a brawler that gets countered by Mr. P. Like, oh no, this is gonna be a nightmare. Now, of course, that's all 3 of my gadgets right there for the match. So, like, this sounds nightmarish, but obviously once they're dead, it's just nothing. But this is a really crazy way to pressure your opponent. Dude, look at these things. Oh yeah. All right, Rosa got a really, really interesting gadget as well. Unfriendly bushes. All opponents hidden in bushes take 100 damage and get slowed down for 3 seconds. Now look, this gadget is even better than it sounds. I mean, first of all, Rosa's got a big weakness of a tank that's kind of hard to approach people sometimes. She's one of the few tanks that doesn't have an ability like a gadget or a super that allows her to get close. Well, this will. It'll slow them down, allow her to catch up, get her shield, and all of a sudden she's invincible and she's bashing your face in. Yeah, it's a problem. But it's even better than it sounds because it literally affects the whole map whether Rosa sees them or not. You can go in solo showdown at the start of a match and hit someone all the way on the other side of the map. You will cause people to die without even knowing it. Like, seriously, you'll be playing a game, they'll be in a bush, you'll reveal them to any nearby enemies, and they're gonna be slowed down. All those camping capers and solo showdown better watch out, because Rosa is gonna ruin your day now. All right, now obviously the best place to show this off has got to be Snake Prairie. Oh, I used it too early? Oh, man. But you can see it looks like that. All right, one more time. Boom. Okay, so can I catch up? I didn't really catch up. I mean, I did because it's a bot, I guess. Again? And slow down, but they're bots, so... But you get the point. I don't think this is going to be overpowered, but it is good, for sure. Or now this next gadget is also really, really crazy. Frank's next attack will pull opponents towards him. Now, you have to hit them with the attack, but it's basically like if you get hit by Frank, you're not escaping anymore. Even though he stops to attack, you're not escaping. So, for example, here we go. I activated the gadget, and you get the little thing over his head. Also interesting, the icon for the attack joystick is flashing. But look, boom! One attack, and they get pulled right there. Basically, it's sorted to his mid-range, so they can still escape, but not really. And this is actually probably the best place for them, for Frank. Like, if you're Frank, you don't want them here. You do want them, like, here. This way it makes it hard for them to dodge. So, for example, just pull them in, boom, and maybe that gave you your super, you supered them, and they're toast. All right, another really interesting gadget is Jean's Vengeful Spirits. Jean shoots a homing missile at all visible enemies within a large area, dealing 800 damage based on distance, which is, you know. So this is really interesting. It fires, look, first of all, the range is, oh, there we go. There's the range. It's crazy wide, but it's only visible enemies. So if they're in a bush, it won't target them. But for example, here, now remember, it's based on distance, okay? Boom, boom, every single target, 500 damage to the close enemies and 800 damage to the far ones. Now let's see if we're right next to them, how much damage is it gonna do? 290, 470 there, and we are out of range for the far ones. I mean, really the purpose of this gadget is if you need more damage with Jean, this is it. If you need more healing, you go for this one. Defensive, this is more offensive. But another thought about this is, you know, Jean pulls people in. You're not really gonna wanna use this after you pull them. This is for when you don't have your super. Or now, if you've heard of power creep, Tick got some power creep, okay? Last hurrah, Tick becomes invulnerable for 1 second, and after that explodes for 1,000 damage? What? And he can move and attack during that 1 second. Dude, rip Lou. Like what? His gadget's so much worse. Dude, Lou's gadget can't move and he's invulnerable and he doesn't explode. Dude, Lou's like, what about me? All right, now this is seriously gonna be one of the better gadgets. Like if Tick has this, you're not gonna wanna target him. Becoming invincible and then exploding, pushing enemies away, dealing damage, and not only, you can attack during it too, which is insanely good. So imagine this scenario. You see a Tick, right? Oh, he's got a Tick head. That's a problem. Well, maybe you deal with it. Well, now he's got a gadget. Here's a Tick head, and then here's some mines, which are impossible to avoid. Also, he's really shiny. All right, so that's one of the best gadgets in the game. But wait, there's more. Tara! Support from beyond. Tara surrounds herself with 3 weak shadows that attack enemies for 6 seconds. What? All right, this is one of those things you just have to see to understand. Basically, you know Black Portal, it's 3 Black Portals that have lower health. They all have 1,000 health. Now, you can have Black Portal up at the same time, which has 3,000 health, right? So it's just Black Portal, a mini Black Portal. So if you're doing it versus Poco, it's gonna be pretty useless, right? Because Poco will hit all of them, and they'll all just die. But like, if it's a Piper or something, like, oh dude, like rip, they're just done. They're just done. So like for specific brawlers, this is gonna be overpowered. But wait, there's more. Nani also got a crazy gadget. Return to sender. The next time Nani takes damage from an enemy, 80% of the damage is returned to the enemy. What? This is low-key broken. Now, first of all, you can use it and it just lasts. Like, it's just, you're just good. You're just good. You see the shield? It's a different looking shield, but it's the best shield in the game. 100 damage, and look at that. Boom. Fires a little ball back at them with the 80% coming right back at you. Dude, Nani just became, like, almost, I'm not invulnerable to tanks. So to any brawler that does high target damage, like Piper, Shelly, Brock, Nani, I mean, like, it's just, they're ruined by this. Now, the one thing I'm curious about is how easy or hard it is to dodge, or is it even possible? But, you know, I'm facing bots, so not the best example. I'm not going to show you versus bot. Or now for some crazy balance changes. We're just going to put Brawl TV up instead of, like, gameplay versus bots, okay? So you can hear these balance changes. Colt is getting a nerf. I am disappointed by this. His attack real speed is going down by about 6%. I really don't think he needed a nerf. I thought he was very balanced. He was in a bad spot and then he got buffed. Of course, his gadget was overpowered. That got nerfed. I think he's totally balanced. I disagree with this change, but okay, fine. I think it's an overreaction. The other nerf goes to Max. You're saying, wait, there's no other nerfs? Yeah, well, Sneaky Sneaker's activation delay reduced from 4 seconds to 3 seconds. Whatever, not gonna be a huge change. This was a really good gadget. Not my personal favorite, but it was good. Why no nerf to Byron? Why no nerf to Edgar? Look, I will tell you, we complained, we made our opinion heard. We asked Supercell, like, hey, these guys, please take another look at them. Edgar can two-shot and outrange people as a support brawler. That's kind of crazy, okay? Not Edgar, Byron does that. Byron 100% needs a nerf. Edgar, you can argue a nerf to his gadget is justifiable, and I think he should. I don't know if he will. You'll see on update day, right? All right, now into the buffs, and there are some insane ones, like a new ability, as I was saying. Amber deservedly is getting a buff. 6.7% increase to her health, and a 10% increase to her damage. Amber's one of the worst brawlers in the game. Really disappointing, really sad to play her. She is getting a really good buffs, and she deserves them, okay? BB is getting a 10.5% health buff. BB wasn't, like, really meta, but she wasn't bad. She was pretty balanced. You know, this is an okay buff. I'm not against it necessarily. BB with shield is going to be really hard to kill, though, I will say. All right, Carl's, they're really trying to make Heat Ejector a good gadget, and I just don't think it's ever going to be. Although its damage is going to be insane. It now does 600 damage per second with the fire, 50% buff to it. I mean, it's just kind of like how they buffed Slowing Toxin for Crow. It's just not a good gadget, even if you make the stats overpowered. Gene increased damage by 8%. I mean, Gene was a little bit low damage, but this plus Gene's damage gadget, Gene is going to be fine for damage now. Gene is definitely going to be a really good brawler. Gene has always been a pretty good brawler, so it's no big deal. Now, here is a crazy change. Jessie is getting a 22% buff to her damage. What? That's right, but now every time her attack bounces, it does 25% damage for that bounce attack, right? So this is crazy. Every time it bounces, it does 25% less damage. This is going to be, I think this is a really, really good direction. This is a smart buff for Jessie, because this is a noob-friendly buff. The problem, like, it was hard to buff Jessie because people at low trophies get hit by bounce shots a ton compared to people at high trophies who know to space out and don't get hit by them nearly as much. This will put Jessie in a pretty good place, and she's gonna 3-shot a lot of brawlers now, and she's gonna feel pretty good. We'll see, though, overall. Another buff goes to Leon, whose attack damage increased by a little bit over 4%, so not a big buff to his attack damage. He definitely deserves a buff, though. Also, increased supercharge rate slightly, so now, if you're at close range with Leon and you hit all of your attacks, you will charge your super in 2 full attacks, which is definitely good. An increased supercharge rate for Leon is you know, a crazy important part for him. So these are good buffs. He's gonna feel pretty decent. Not gonna be top of meta, but he'll feel pretty decent. Crow also is getting some buffs, also deserved. Supercharge rate increase a little bit, basically 1 less dagger for Crow to charge his super with his main attack. That's pretty good. You know, again, important part for Crow. Also, this is the new ability. Enemies poisoned by Crow now receive 40% reduced healing. This is insane. This is a straight up new ability added to the game for Crow. First of all, this fits his kit really well. It makes a lot of sense for Crow. I really like it. But Crow gets hard countered by some of the healing brawlers. Byron is still going to 2-shot Crow and outrange him. He's going to still hard counter Crow. Now, of course, if Crow has super, he can jump on Byron and get that kill. But that was true before this buff anyways. Pam, still going to hard counter Crow. Poco, not a hard counter, but not an easy matchup for Crow. And so, it's an interesting direction. But he's still, I still not going to want to use Crow versus healing brawlers, so I don't know. Some more buffs. Sandy got an increased supercharge rate. Sandy charges super in 1 less hit. 16%, 17% buff to the supercharge rate. I mean, look, Sandy's going to be really, really good with this. 5 hits charge of super is insane because you can use that super to stack and get more supers because you're invisible. All right, Sprout also getting a buff. 8.5% increase in Sprout damage. Sprout's a very defensive brawler. You know, gadgets to heal and star power with shield and, you know, super to block. So increasing Sprout's damage, you know, Sprout damage is pretty low. I think this is fair. All right, now for the cost and release date of the skins. Navigator Colette is going to come out on the 5th of February. I almost said January. And it's going to cost 79 gems. I'm not sure if this, like, symbol, which is on her everywhere, is going to be part of, like, some brawler or something kind of interesting. Now, here is her attack. Basically, like, different hearts. Kind of cool. And here is her super. You know, not bad. Space Ox Bull costs 149 gems and is going to release on February 12th. By the way, you might have noticed he actually has different voice acting with this skin. It's like kind of robotic, kind of like with the Bow and Crow mecha skin, how their voices slightly change. Here's the super. It honestly just looks like he's running. Like more, like before it kind of looked like he was gliding. Oh, here's his attack. You kind of couldn't see it there. His attack's really cool and it makes a space noise, like a laser noise. When he fires it, you know about it. I like his running motion. But our master, Dark Lord Spike, is 149 gems. Releases on February 19th. February 19th, Dark Lord Spike, our master. Now, here's his attack. I mean, it blinks as it goes. Like, what? That's pretty cool. It doesn't really work with his gadget, but you can't really tell, honestly. And now here's the super. I'll do a long throw. Boom! Look! That's so cool! Don't tell me that super is not amazing, right? Now, Smooth Lou is, of course, released on Valentine's Day, February 14th, and he's going to cost 79 gems. Now, here is his attack. I mean, he's basically firing out microphones, which is kind of cool. And then here's his super. Boom! He's got a music party. Him and Poke would get along, I guess. Now, Dark-Tide Carl costs 10,000 star points and releases on update. So wait a minute, why does he have a beard? Dude, he has a beard and Captain Carl doesn't. This skin's so much better. And this is free! Well, not, I mean, kind of free. Okay, maybe it's not quite as good as Captain Carl. It doesn't have, like, the water coming out as he's running. His pickaxe isn't different, and his super is not different. All right, so it's not as good, but it looks cool. Now, of course, Ronan Ruff has his own winning-losing animation, as you can see. Now, here he is in match here. His attack doesn't look that different. It does look a little bit. The sandbags are the same, and the super is a sword, which is pretty cool. The other skin, Darren 1, yeah. This skin actually has really cool attack animations. I actually really like this for Daryl. Looks quite cool. All right, and then his super, I mean, you know, pretty normal. And it doesn't apply to his gadget, but that's fine. That's it for today's video. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you later. Peace.